Welcome, folks and espers. We have an exciting matchup for you tonight in Group C. We have RebornGaignun topping the charts of the tag team tournament currently versus ShadowShield, an avid 1v1 player. These are two of the favorites in Group C to make it out, so it's going to be real exciting to see how they match up against each other. Gaignun comes into this, I believe, 1-0 currently. ShadowShield hasn't played a match yet, so this is going to be his first matchup. It'll be fun to see how this plays out, so let's go ahead and get things underway. Looks like our players are ready, and we'll go ahead and start. Let's see. We got a 3 aura start out of ShadowShield with a speed up and a purple. 2 aura out of Gaignun with 2 shields. Looks like he might be aura screwed at the moment. Not a good position for him to start in, but as he is a cartwheeler, as long as his next draw doesn't come out too badly, he should be able to recover. We see the blue aura out of ShadowShield indicating a Kai deck with the speed up. That means it's Psycho Key. Gaignun rocking the, sorry, I can't even pronounce my colors, rocking the green aura right now. Going to be playing a primarily nature deck. We'll have to see how these balance out against each other. ShadowShield's still holding on to, it looks like 2 purples right now with the plus speed. Can't be for certain what those are, but now he decides to move in and go aggressive. Gaignun also moves out to meet him, not afraid. Ice Sword goes right on through the guard as ShadowShield takes a follow-up Flame Sword from Gaignun. 5 damage total. Good old brush defenses and their reliability. Looks like Armoros Watch out of Gaignun trying to reverse the speed on ShadowShield, who is playing it safe down at the bottom of the stairs. Uses the brush defense twice. Does miss. Looks like that was a shield breaker, which would suggest that the other purple is also a shield breaker there. Shoots again, the Armoros Watch doesn't connect. ShadowShield picking up some more aura. Moves back in, looking to aggress once again. Looking a little indecisive, runs back to his base. Gaignun now on the aggression himself, looking to advance on ShadowShield. Wonder what he's got here. There's the Flame Sword, fakes. ShadowShield does have a nice block. And again, looks like Gaignun is testing him to see if he'll try and dodge. That brush defense can be tricky for blocking melee, but so far has blocked 2 successfully in a row. ShadowShield still kind of flirting back and forth. I think I'm just going to go with Shadow. Saying the too many syllables there is messing me up. Looks like he's just trying to get Gaignun in the right position yet. Playing it defensive, throws out the lack, doesn't connect. Still blocking successfully. Another Flame Sword blocked. ShadowShield's timing now on point. Gaignun making some pathways for himself to be able to jump down. Let's see. Gaignun heading back to his base to dig a little more. ShadowShield 12 capsules in. We haven't seen a whole lot of offense out of him yet. Holding on to what looks like 3 attacks now. Still just blocking Flame Swords. Really interested to see what he's finally going to bring out here. And he takes another Flame Sword. Brush defense is just not reliable enough to keep up this long-term defense. Looks like the Dance of Death is what he goes with. Doesn't connect with it, though. Should be a 14 damage unless he has something other than a Swift Blow in hand. So if he connects, it'll be pretty big. Gaignun probably looking to pick up a Fortress if he doesn't have one already. Gets a Diabolical Trick onto one of ShadowShield's capsules. Lands the 14 damage Dance of Death. I hope that one capsule was worth it, Guinan. That sure looked like it hurt. And does it again right in his face. I don't... The audacity there is just astronomical. There's the Guard of Water. The Auto Shield. See a Hyper Kylance come out of Shadow Shield now. Guinan erases the Dance of Death with that Auto Shield. Return to Nature gets rid of the stats. Shadow Shield probably digging for another dance. Leaving some capsules on the field in case Guinan comes with the Diabolical Trick again. Picks up another Aura Particle. Picking them up one at a time, hoping to play this safe. If he finds another Dance of Death before his last couple of capsules, he's in a good spot to avoid being popped out and get the return shot. But every time another Aura Particle pops up, his chances get that much lower. Let's see what he has here. Doesn't seem willing to pick that up yet. Uses the last Aura Particle. Looks like he's hoping that his last capsule is the next Dance of Death. Perhaps one of those was popped away from him. Could have been packing 3 of them. Looking indecisive now. Like the skill he needed was taken. Has a green in hand. But I'm assuming those are 2 Swift Flow, so I'm not really certain what he's going to be able to accomplish right now, unless he overwrote one of those Swift Blows and we didn't see it. Guinan down to 3 capsules himself. Looks like he's betting on those being Swift Blows and is going to head over to start popping. Playing it safe, though. Unsure what Shadow Shield has. Could be, say, an R backflow. Guinan, unwilling to take the risk, runs back to base. Throwing out a Willow. Shadow Shield still with the guard. Throws out a token Willow to probe at Shadow's defenses. Shadow still running close, not willing to reveal what he has, waiting for Guinan to try and pop. Although it's still, there's still a % chance that he has nothing, honestly. Manages a really nice block catching the Willow and the Flame Sword. Can be a deadly combo, but good timing keeps him healthy. Guinan, still unwilling to risk it after taking the 14 damage Dance of Death earlier, is worried that if he tries to go for the pop, that Shadow Shield will be able to combo him and kill him in one shot. Risky situation. Guinan may look to just try and play this out. And Shadow Shield, continuing to have good timings on his brush defenses, is staying healthy. Got 2 minutes left for Guinan to either take the dive and try and go for the pop and see if Shadow Shield has an attack or if he's just bluffing. That, or maybe he can finish him off with the Flame Sword and Willow, but it's not looking likely. Guinan runs over there looking like he's going to get bowled. Standing still. Good timings out of Shadow Shield once again. Got 50 seconds left. Looks like we may have a tie game in game 1. Unless Guinan is willing to bite the bullet and throw that diabolical trick. I still have no idea if Shadow Shield is bluffing. I'm leaning towards it's a bluff, but you never know what he might have. There goes the lightning speed. Shadow may be finally willing to go aggressive if he does have something. If he doesn't use any attack here, then it's almost guaranteed that he was bluffing. He has enough health that he can even survive the combo if Guinan hits him with the combo. Does get hit by the Willow. Won't survive a combo if he gets hit by it now. 2 seconds left. Not going to hit. We have a draw game in game 1, which will take us to, as Highway and Panorama are banned, City. All right. It's an exciting game, back and forth, mostly back, and then one big fourth from ShadowShield. And again, I have to say, I think he was bluffing. I think he just had two Swift Flows there and managed to mind game RebornGaignun into a draw. Maybe there was an attack that I missed that he had in hand, but didn't even seem to be willing to use it at the end of the game to try and win it himself. ShadowShield pulls a draw in game 1. Both players looking to pick up a win in this round. Oh. Well, that didn't go as planned. ShadowShield aggressing with the Blazing Bullet. Looks like he does lose it to a Flash Hole at a Guinan. Green Aura and yellow Aura at a Guinan indicates Optic. And if that was a Flash Hole, that's Faith Optic. I didn't get to see it, just heard the noise. So we'll have to see how this plays out. ShadowShield retreats back to his base, both players holding on to 3 aura apiece with full hands, both likely going to have to start overwriting. Guinan, though, in Shadow's base, is he bringing a peace offering boost mine, or maybe he's waiting to see if Shadow has a boost mine? See a green out of ShadowShield. Possibly a heat, considering he's running nature. Guinan standing there staring him down. Maybe he has some erase defenses that he doesn't want to overwrite, so he's just going to wait in his base and see if he can catch an attack. Guinan, a big fan of the waiting game. It's one of his favorite tactics, simply to stand there and stare at you. And yes, that it does seem to be what he's doing. He has erase defenses he doesn't want to overwrite, so he's just going to stand there until ShadowShield breaks one of them. Lunar Force goes down, puts Shadow's Willow at +2. That will break the Flash Hole if he fires it at him. Guinan misses the triple cartwheel across the boxes there. Not a true parkour master. Misses it again. Guinan starting to look silly. Now the Blazing Bullet comes out again. Guinan, caught by the Willow, does erase the Blazing Bullet with the Flash Hole, but it's broken. Now takes a tumble off the map. Waiting game not working out exactly how he'd like. Picks up another shield. Looks like Shadow has another Lunar Force in hand. Doesn't really seem to want to put it down. The other one already being down would have been better if he just went and picked that one up for aura and relayed that one, but he overwrites it for aura. Picks up a yellow. Could be an orb, amulet, maybe a healing water. Maybe an Armoros. Not sure why he'd pick an Armoros up right now. Much better to keep on your bench in case of emergency. Catches the reincarnation. Ooh. Nice. Glacial Wall freezes Guinan in case that was an orb or amulet. And then Judge of Ares takes away both of Guinan's shields. Now both of them have the anti-jumper and anti-wheeler abilities in hand. We'll have to see who is able to play it better. Shadow with the Willow or Guinan with the reincarnation. In this point-blank battle, ShadowShield falls off, down to 6 health now, after eating 2 reincarnations in a row. Uses the healing water to put himself back in contention. But that's about 4 shields down for Guinan. Both players taking a respite from the melee. Both know they're a little vulnerable right now with no shields versus the Will-o'-the-Wisp and the Reincarnation. We see a rebirth out of ShadowShield, strangely enough. Down to 8 capsules. We're going to have to see if he has enough aura remaining. Picks up 3 right off the bat. We'll be able to use the Willow again. Picks up a shield. And that seems to be enough for ShadowShield. Running back in. Ballsy move using that. Has another blazing bullet, of all things. Guinan still shieldless. Willow doesn't connect. Guinan shoots out the Vibration Blaster, but takes an 8 damage Will-o'-the-Wisp, getting knocked off the map. One more Willow and Guinan is done. Vibration Blaster, not going to be enough. ShadowShield takes game 2 and takes a 1-0 lead over Guinan, including the tie match. ShadowShield stepping up on City and saying, I'm here to play, and I don't care if you didn't know who I was in the podcast. You'll know who I am by the end of this series. Whew, good match. We are now headed to Refinery. Yet another, at least according to Zanxis earlier, map that doesn't favor cartwheelers because of the tight walkways. It's real easy to cartwheel off. Although this is traditionally a map which Guinan prefers. So we'll have to see who's able to gain the advantage here. Traditionally not a great cartwheeler map, but traditionally a Guinan map. And we see them start from corners from each other. 4 aura start out of Guinan, 5 aura start out of ShadowShield. Both have shields. Now let's see if we can get some views. Looks like Guinan is moving in. No, they're just kind of flirting still. ShadowShield picks up a little bit more aura. We see a yellow aura out of him as well around his character. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, you can see that he's highlighted in yellow, has the wisps of yellow. Indicates that he's running an optic dominant deck. See if we can get a closer look at Guinan. See the purple indicating faith. Haven't really seen anything out of them yet. ShadowShield moving in, looking like he wants to probe Guinan's defenses. Guinan backs down the staircase, unwilling to engage. ShadowShield comes around the corner again. Psycho Sniper, a bit of an odd choice. So we have Psycho Optic. Psycho Sniper not connecting. Guinan just hiding down the staircase. Going to be a real hard to hit skill right now anyway in a 1v1 scenario. Much better as a pot shot skill. We see the dash now out of Guinan, so we know he has Faith Kai. We'll likely see the Tiger Strength and a Reincarnation at some point during this match, among other skills that he's likely to have. Dash being a primary defense. ShadowShield looks like he drops an attack. I'm willing to bet it was the Psycho Sniper. Very unlikely to connect that unless Guinan chooses to block it. Guinan's still slowly building up his arsenal. Neither one really seems like they want to commit to a fight yet. Neither one's happy with their hand for a full-on engagement. Both are just content to let the other continue to dig and find what they want. Shadow getting a little overwhelmed with shields here. Has 3 in hand. Overwrites one already. Never feels good when you have to overwrite shields with the knowledge that you might have needed that one later on. Picks up a second attack and does look like he's ready to move in now. At 10 aura, possibly setting up for vibration, considering the optic. We do see the Vibration Blaster with the acquisition. Guinan takes a tumble off the map, trying to dodge the blaster. 2 shields out of Guinan. One is likely to be a flash hole to catch that Vibration Blaster. ShadowShield taking the long way home. Shoots into the Vibration Blaster, and there is the flash hole. Just like I called it. Vibration Blaster down. ShadowShield going to be searching for another attack. Guinan moves in, looking to aggress now. Hyper kick, manual, catches out the eraser. Now used. And there is the Psycho Burst out of nowhere for 9 damage. ShadowShield off to an early lead, and Guinan takes another tumble off the map. ShadowShield takes a little bit of damage from Trash, but Guinan not having the best showing here on Refinery. Another flash hole out of Guinan. Vibration Laser, not going to connect. ShadowShield looking to play it nice and safe here. Hyper kick misses. Guinan drops down. ShadowShield not willing to give chase yet. Wants to play this slowly. Wants to make Guinan come to him. Manualing the Vibration Laser does get caught by the flash hole. ShadowShield picks up what looks to be a purple. I'm going to bet that's a shield breaker to try and catch a combo on whatever Guinan's holding. Hyper kick, jumped. Guinan misses the Muramasa super low. Shield breaker, as I called it, doesn't connect. Guinan with the dash, able to keep away from the Psycho Burst as well. Picks up another attack. Drops either a defense or an attack. ShadowShield, again, headed back to base. Angel's Wing, thrown out. ShadowShield simply outrunning them, not electing to block. Erases, and there's a course defense. Guinan's still with the hyper kick, but he's got a long way to go if he wants to win with that. And he has to respect the Psycho Burst if he dodges the hyper kick. That's how he got hit last time for 9 damage. He threw out a hyper kick. ShadowShield sidestepped and immediately countered with the Psycho Burst, which was massive. Guinan does not want to go down 2-0 this early. Running Faith possibly has a violent change, though I'm not so certain. It's not a skill that Guinan's usually very hot on. ShadowShield down to 2 capsules in perfect range to be popped out if Guinan were to draw a violent change and walk away. Another Vibration Laser. Flash hole takes that one, or not quite. Now it is. Now it's gone. ShadowShield's remaining skill is only the Psycho Burst. It looks like Guinan is going to make us wait. He's just going to dash around the map and avoid the Psycho Burst. Smart play, albeit not the most exciting to watch. ShadowShield not going to be able to catch up to that. Our counter should go into swift countdown mode in another minute or so if nobody takes any damage. ShadowShield in range. Looks like Guinan is willing to engage him, possibly as a Fortress or an Angel's Wing, hoping he can catch it. ShadowShield waiting to see if the hyper kick comes out or gets just the right angle. Guinan not going to play that game. Decides to just dash down the walkway. ShadowShield giving chase, but not going to be able to catch up. Guinan again just playing Ring Around the Rosie, going around the map, unwilling to allow ShadowShield back into melee range. Goodness. So, I guess we'll talk a little bit about these players. ShadowShield, at least to my knowledge, hasn't been in any tournaments previously.
No.
Has a good presence in the 1v1 circuit. Pretty well known there. I've played him several times. He's a very solid mechanical player. We've seen that on display so far in these 3 matches. It does take a reincarnation there. Not likely to be enough damage. I don't know if Guinan is really going to fight this out or not. Maybe he is willing to finally fight. We do see the course defense still out of ShadowShield, but Guinan's been manual aiming those down. ShadowShield having to sidestep and then find out if the reincarnation is tracking or not. Goes right through a course defense if it's manual aimed. Works the same with blaster, bullet of fire, attacks like that as well. Can't really close down the walkway here very easily. The manual aim does catch him. Gainun's got another minute and a half to continue manualing reincarnations. Not the greatest win strategy, but so far he's hit 2 in a row, doing damage to ShadowShield, who is unable to close enough to be able to use his Psycho Burst. Look like he's getting a little desperate to hit it. And the Muramasa doesn't connect, but there is the Psycho Burst right after the Muramasa blade. Oh my goodness. ShadowShield playing with unrivaled patience, a trait normally that Gainun prides himself on, holds the Psycho Burst all the way up until Gainun finally slips up and makes a mistake. Fantastic play out of ShadowShield, who takes a 2-game lead going into lane versus Gainun. And we will move on to lane. Looks like both players are ready right off the bat. And let's go ahead and get this started. This is an exciting series with a little bit of a lull there on Panorama, or on Refinery, excuse me. A little bit of a lull, but very exciting series. We see ShadowShield up there, Gainun off to our right. Gainun holding on to Aura. ShadowShield firing some lasers, possibly holding on to a vicious balance, hence Gainun not using his aura. Little worried about the purple in his hand. Uses an acquisition. ShadowShield does as well. Given that we've seen the acquisition in the laser, it's unlikely that it's a vicious balance, but it could be a 3-school still. Continues picking up aura, reassures Gainun, who now uses the aura in his hand. Gainun managing to dodge most of those lasers, does get pegged once throughout that barrage. Now looking to aggress onto ShadowShield with 8 aura, 2 attacks, and a shield. Is going to, strangely enough, not get hit by his own Will-o'-the-Wisp. It looked like it should have. Reflect Mirror out of ShadowShield, going to be effective here. Does take another one. ShadowShield needing to get closer to Gainun so he can't hit his combo quite so easily. Uses the charge to move to Gainun's base. Capsule popping commences. Reincarnation connects. Next one's Reflect Mirrored, and Gainun doesn't catch it in reverse. ShadowShield back in his base, looking to pick up some more skills here. Now we see +4 acquisition out of both players here. ShadowShield with the red aura, dominant Psycho deck here. Seems like the Reflect Mirror has been abandoned. 2 yellows in hand, 1 is charge. Also has the Diabolical Trick, but Gainun not leaving his base. At least not far enough for him to be allowed to get in there once again. ShadowShield still digging. Overwrites the other yellow. Gainun also not wanting to leave his base, but not wanting to dig through his arsenal either. That's the kind of pressure that Diabolical Trick brings. If you leave your base, they can get in and pop things. But if you stay near your base, you're tempted to dig through your arsenal, which allows them to get closer to you being popped out towards the end. ShadowShield still without a shield. Not going to have a very good time against the +4 acquisition reincarnation. Does hit another Psycho Burst. Gainun is not having a good day with that skill. The Kryptonite of Gainun is looking to be Psycho Burst. ShadowShield needs to only connect one more of those and is willing to dodge +4 acquisition willows and reincarnations in melee range to try and set it up. ShadowShield playing a dangerous game, and we'll have to see if it pays off. Throws one out, doesn't connect. Guinan tosses out a willow. Hits a reincarnation. 2 more shots has ShadowShield down, and 1 Psycho Burst will spell doom for RebornGaignun. Now that Guinan has some space on him, ShadowShield retreats, pops a capsule, continues on, keeping the pressure on Guinan. If you leave your base, I will pop your things. If you come and you fight me, you might just get hit, and that'll be it for you. Guinan cannot afford another Psycho Burst because that will end the series. Guinan continuing to take a look at his capsules, doesn't really seem to be willing to override anything, is willing to trust in the Will-o'-the-Wisp and Reincarnation to catch ShadowShield, who now has a shield. Dark Hole catches both attacks, does not erase the Reincarnation, erases the Willow. Another pop, while Guinan is in the wrong spot yet again. Can't really afford to keep Dark Holing that Reincarnation, unfortunately. Playing the Ring Around the Rosie game, doing their best to keep each other in their sights. Guinan deciding to defend his base from above. Catches ShadowShield with a Reincarnation unawares, and ShadowShield does drop his first game to RebornGaignun. This series is not done yet. Is this Guinan's turnaround, or can ShadowShield persevere and take the win versus the favorite of the group? Let's find out on sign. Waiting on Guinan to choose his arsenal. ShadowShield appears to be ready. Looks like our next player is also online. Next matchup is going to be ShadowShield versus Filthy. But that's not going on right now. We have an exciting matchup that is really delivering. ShadowShield at +2 speed with an environmental in hand. Guinan with a very low aura start. Not going to be able to do much about it if ShadowShield gets it in a place where he can't get to. Difficult to hang on sign, but not impossible if you're paying attention to where the floor is about to drop. There are also a few other janky things you can do, such as putting it up on one of the pillars on the tower. There are other little pillars you can use a jump pad to get to. That can be a little tricky. You can knock people out of the air when they try to go get it. I've seen memory lapse combos work pretty well. Putting a memory lapse on the pillar, every time somebody goes to get it, you just throw out a Reincarnation and they get hit in the air. Doesn't work very well for them. Still has not laid it down, holding 2 purples in hand, treating us to yet another interesting arsenal. ShadowShield playing a unique style. Guinan now on the offensive. We see the purple aura out of ShadowShield, indicating faith along with the Psycho. Shield Breaker out of Guinan. Flame Sword now. Going to camp the jumper in his base with the Flame Sword now that the Angel's Wing is down. Vacuum Slash connects, and ShadowShield is already missing half his health bar. Guinan decides to simply jump off, or at least I'm assuming, retreat back to base and pick some things up. Might have also just accidentally misstepped along the side there. ShadowShield grabs another shield and is at +2/+2 with acquisition and speed ups. +4. Oh, no, that's a Traveling Thought. That's what it was. And hits a big Fire Gehenna right on Guinan, evening us up at health just about. Glacial Wall broken by ShadowShield. That +7 Fire Gehenna, almost impossible to dodge even for a cartwheeler. Guinan decides to pick up the Traveling Thought rather than deal with that any longer. ShadowShield not going to be able to rely on that Fire Gehenna much longer. Fire Gehenna with a high health cost, and after taking that early damage from Guinan, he's not going to have much of a health pool to draw upon. Looks like ShadowShield is moving back in. Not sure if he has another attack or if he's still just got the Fire of Gehenna. Retreats back to his base when Guinan comes after him. Almost like the pesky school bully. As soon as somebody puts up a fight, he runs back away. Picks up another purple, has 2 in hand. I don't know that we ever saw what the other was. That or I just have short-term memory loss. I have to see what ShadowShield's going to try here. He's got the Psycho and the Faith. Decides to overwrite one of the purples. Has 2 attacks now. Guinan with Nature. Glacial Wall on the Flame Sword. Vacuum Slash. Not sure if we saw the other school yet. 10 capsules remain for both of these players. At least one of them has Faith, could have a diabolical trick. We've already seen one of those out of ShadowShield. With the Psycho, again, could be another Psycho Burst deck, proving to be a skill that Shadow relies on heavily. Doesn't have a shield currently. Picks up a 3rd attack. Might have been trying to get down to Bravery. Looks like Guinan did as well. That might actually be Nature Psycho. Looks like a Railgun out of Guinan. Looks like both players looking to utilize some Bravery skills here. Shadow now grabs a shield. One Railgun finishes off ShadowShield. That's all it takes is one good manual aim from Guinan, who is looking to move in, possibly with a Cluster Bomb as well. Flash Hole out of ShadowShield. 2 shields now. Only the 1 attack. Can't say for certain what he's holding on to. I bet's on a Cluster Bomb. Nope, the Will-o'-the-Wisp seems to be the go-to here. Trying to overwhelm the reverse of Guinan. Not having a lot of success there. Think he wants to catch that Railgun with the Flash Hole and open up his hand to pick something else up. Does not want to have to worry about the Railgun the rest of the game. So if he can catch that Railgun, he's in a very good spot. Vacuum Slash breaks the Angel's Wing. Does not take down ShadowShield though. The manual Railgun, as he tries to dodge his own Will-o'-the-Wisp reversed back at him, gives Guinan a 2nd win, and we go 2-2, and we're going to replay the tie game on Palace now. What an exciting series, going all the way to 6 games. ShadowShield putting up a really strong early showing, Guinan showing the resilience to bounce back, along with a tie game. Who is going to take the series, though? Only fate can tell at this point. Guinan asking for confirmation that it's 2-2-1 on Palace, which it is. Whew, what a series so far. We've had some clutch plays tonight. Looks like Filthy is jumping in for a moment. Maybe we'll add him in for the last bit of this cast. Let's see if we can add him into the call while these players decide on their arsenals. Might turn my voice chat back on for a second. Filthy, if you'd like, you can hop into the voice chat and cast the last match with me here, or just wait until they're done. Which do you prefer? Alright, if you wouldn't mind, just hop out and we'll finish this last game, and then we'll have you hop in. Alright, I'm going to leave the party chat as well. And alright, let's get this underway. See if both players are ready. Guinan still deliberating over arsenals here. Last time it was a draw. Which, again, I'm still convinced that ShadowShield was just bluffing the whole time. I don't think he had anything. and he managed to mind game Guinan into not risking trying to pop him out. I'm going to try and go in a deeper corner, get away from these guys. Don't want to be throwing attacks in the middle of them. Another +2 speed start out of ShadowShield. Really favors the speed ups in Psycho. We've got 2 aura start out of Guinan, possibly a vicious balance. ShadowShield continues to pick up aura, not respecting whether or not that's a vicious balance. 2 purples in hand for Guinan. Picks up a shield. Shadow having a decent start here if he doesn't get erased. Guinan looking to at least pretend he's going to put out some aggro here. Might have an attack. He does have the lightning sword, but it only has the 1 use, and he's probably going to go override it now. Starting to look like he's actually aura screwed. If that is a vicious balance, he's in a good spot to at least take 3 aura off of Shadow. But if it's not, he's in a pretty rough spot. Having to overwrite some skills already. ShadowShield looking to move in and aggress now. Lack connects. Guinan finally picking up a little bit more aura, manages to hit a return to nature, but loses 2 other skills in the process, as well as overriding another for the return to nature. This is a brutal set right here for Guinan. Brutal match, bad draw. And the lack is absolutely fortuitous. ShadowShield now looking to move in with his own lightning sword. Guinan finally getting a little bit of traction, but he's down to 13 capsules remaining, and all he has is 2 attacks and a shield so far. Whereas ShadowShield has plenty more on the table yet. Getting another speed up, getting that speed advantage that he seems to value so highly. We see the Kai aura out of him still. So is this a 3 school then? Is he maybe he's running the Dance of Death again, and that was a shield breaker, not a lightning sword? Maybe that's what I saw. Psycho Key. Guinan throwing the Willow reincarnation, has a yellow now, possibly amulet. Overwrites 2 more abilities. ShadowShield not likely to have any capsule poppers in this arsenal, but it sure doesn't feel good overriding that quickly either. Oh, the bloody ritual does connect. ShadowShield just jumps off through the tree. Guinan now popping, erases the Dance of Death. ShadowShield doesn't even have enough aura if he picks up a Dance of Death to use it. That bloody ritual is huge. Guinan now with immense pressure with the diabolical trick. ShadowShield able to pick up the aura if he needs now. Nabbing them one by one as Guinan goes through his arsenal. Overwrites the lightning speed. Kept the shield. That's probably the right call since he got hit last time. Guinan looking to try and connect a reincarnation. ShadowShield searching for an option here, looking for another Dance of Death. We saw this happen last time. This time, though, Guinan is at 17 health, not like last time, where he was at 6 and worried about the retaliation hit. What a series so far. Shadow finally picks up another attack. We assume it's another Dance of Death. No shield on Guinan. Will be doing 14 damage, so he's going to have to hit twice. Guinan cartwheels out of the way and hits the bloody ritual, and I think that spells doom for ShadowShield. Unless he can get in there and get that aura particle. Oh, dodges it. Can he hit? No. 1 hit now. Guinan has 1 capsule left to pop, but 1 hit from that Dance of Death will also kill him. He is now within kill range after having used that second bloody ritual. Manual aimed reincarnations ShadowShield pole dancing to save his life. We come down to the wire. One hit for either one of them spells doom. One hit onto a capsule or one hit from the Dance of Death. Guinan playing it cheeky. Gonna try and cartwheel off of here and perhaps bait something out. Does catch it, and ShadowShield takes the series with a 14 damage Dance of Death. Guinan taking his first loss in the group. Wow, what an exciting series. Can't believe it. ShadowShield proving clutch. Guinan talking about how he has no idea who this player is in the podcast. Well, I sure as hell bet he knows who he is now. Thanks for tuning in.